There is certainly a good news story that has come through from Zambia today. iSchools is a complete e-learning system that introduced centered around providing a lesson plan for teachers and online interactive multimedia learning content for students, and it's all built around the Zambian curriculum. Now, the Zedupad is a high specification 7-inch touch sensitive computer tablet that's been specially designed and built for iSchool. So joining us on the line for more on this and this development in e-learning, we've got Mark Bennett, Managing Director at iSchool Zambia. Mark, great to have you with us, and certainly is a great step forward when it comes to e-learning in Zambia. So tell us about this, because it's got two parts to it. It's got the curriculum, which is all based online right now on these tablets, and then you've got these Zedupad tablets, which you plan to roll out across the country. So tell us about the plan when it comes to iSchool.
Thank you very much. Yes, so we've taken advantage of the latest technologies in tablets coming out of the Far East. We've had some specially manufactured for us. The great thing with the modern tablet is that the price has come right down. They've got very good battery life, they're very responsive, they've got fast performance and so on. So what we've done is to take tablets and preload them, as you've said, with the entire Zambian curriculum. So lesson plans in detail for the teacher for every single lesson across the whole of grades 1 to 7. And the key thing with those is that they're moving the teacher towards interactive inquiry-based learning. Mm-hmm. They're moving them away from chalk and talk to questioning, to thinking, to probing, to open questions with the children.
Are teachers open to this, Mark? I mean, do they understand this type of teaching? Is this something that you're going to have to spend quite a bit of time training them on? And how easy is it to train teachers in this digital world of teaching?
Another great advantage of the tablet technology, rather than the sort of computers and netbooks, whatever that we've kind of leapt over the top of now in Africa, is that it doesn't take an awful lot of learning. People learn how to use a smartphone in no time at all. Mm-hmm. Young children can learn a smartphone. And so the tablet device and the way that we've structured the menu system, it's built around Android apps, means that we can get away with a day or so of training for the teachers to make them very conversant with the tablets. And then we spend several days teaching them about a new methodology, about how they're going to interact with their children in different ways, about group work and so on. And then, of course, on the same tablet is all of the interactive multimedia learning for the children, and that's in English and 8 of our local languages here in Zambia. And that material is all voiced over as well as written, so it makes it very easy for children to comprehend, even if their levels of literacy are low. Yep. And so we're talking, in the case of children, about a matter of minutes before they can pick this up and go with it.
Yeah. I see it costs as little as $1 per pupil per month to implement. So tell us about the funding behind this. Tell us about the rollout of it, given the fact that you're, of course, citing it is relatively cheap if you look at it on that basis.
Yes, thank you. So we do have a retail model of tablets for sort of home markets, and they've got homework and so on them. But at the end of the day, the target that we're really trying to reach is the rural schools, which of course is the vast majority of them, those where infrastructure may not be so good at the moment. And our tablets will charge and run off solar power, and so they will work in those environments. Mm-hmm. And the figure of $1 to $2 per child per month comes from the number of tablets that a school needs, which is roughly one between 10 children, and for the teachers, and there's projectors provide little LED battery-powered ones. And the general other infrastructure that we put in the school. No new computer labs are needed, no extra classrooms, no extra facilities in that regard. They're just used in the existing classrooms. Mm-hmm. That's the kind of funding that we're looking about. And we're hoping that obviously banks and other institutions, NGOs, mission schools, churches and governments in particular, of course, will help schools to take up this rollout that we're now about to see.
Yeah, and just very quickly, in terms of all the partners and stakeholders that you need to really buy into the system, to what degree is it likely that, for example, you'll get the private sector looking at this opportunity of getting involved here, or is it really, a not-for-profit space? Is really government that needs to step in to make sure that it is rolled out across the country?
Yes, well, hopefully all of them. Government is very committed because they also see this as a route to the village for information and so on, which is why we're putting health applications and small-scale farming applications and so on the same tablets. Clearly, there is a growing low-cost private sector of community schools that are burgeoning over the last 10 years or so, where there is some income coming in, even though it's relatively small. NGOs are obviously a great potential market. We have just recently made a sale through UNICEF, for example, as a pilot project in a number of schools in the West and so on. So we would really like to see all of those sectors coming into play, because they all have parts to play in the education system in different ways.